friends, welcome to God Focus this morning. The title of today's episode, Not My Cup. Jesus prayed in the garden for God to let the cup pass from him. It was not an actual cup, but a metaphor for his suffering before and on the cross. In other words, he didn't want to have to go to the cross. That was a cup he didn't want to drink. Who could blame him? The flesh side of Jesus didn't want to suffer for all of mankind. But still he submitted and he said, "Not my will, but yours be done." He willingly went to the cross because of his compassion for all of us. He wanted to protect us from eternity in hell. But how many times do we try to drink from a cup that belongs to someone else? How often do we take on someone else's burden and try to carry them when only God can help them? It's easy out of our compassion to get wrapped up in other people's situations. Before we know it, we're trying to fix their issues, when that is God's job. We are trying to drink from their cup or Jesus's cup. Either way, we need to learn to set the cup down and walk away. We have our own situations and cup that we must drink from to finish our race. I'm not saying we cannot have compassion for others. It is up to us to encourage them and pray with them, but it is theirs to carry. It is often because of our love for people and the compassion that Jesus put within us that we desire to jump in and fix things. It is not our responsibility. When we do this, we are overstepping and trying to put ourselves in God's place. He has got it under control. He doesn't need our help. He needs our obedience and for us to pray. Isaiah 59:1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. His arm is not short so that he cannot fix the situations that we care about. He is not shaken by circumstances. He saw them coming and has already made a way of escape. We must trust his timing and his plan. Jesus already carried whatever cup we are trying to pick up and carry. Every pain, every thought that needs taken into captivity, every burden of any kind was in that cup. His cup carried sin, shame, disease, mental disorders, evil thoughts, hate, bitterness, envy, strife, murderous plans, unforgiveness, and so much more. Every bad thing the enemy could conceive, everything that God is not, Jesus took on himself, not to become it, but to gain power over it, so we could have power over it. That cup also carried joy. Think about that for a moment. His flesh didn't want to suffer, but still he took spiritual joy in knowing it was for the good of mankind. Hebrews 12:2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, for who the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Because he drank from his cup, he is our Redeemer. We can have joy, peace, salvation, eternal life, and all the good things that God brings. Everything that we overcome in this life, we have power over it. We can then use that power to help someone else deal with their situations. But the next time you find yourself getting caught up in someone else's situations, ones you know that you are not meant to carry, pray for them and set down the cup. Then pick up the one that you're supposed to drink from, because we are all on our own journey of finding out what God has in store for us. Finding out what he has for us to do for the kingdom. We are all here for a purpose. We cannot allow the enemy to tie us in knots over things we cannot control. Our only hope is to give it to Jesus, the author who holds the pen of writing our story. He will lead us to the right path, and he will not fail us. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be bold, be brave, and keep your God focus. Like, share, and subscribe for more encouragement. Have a wonderful day.